Hi, I'm Courtney Ellingson. I am in the middle school. I teach in our educational support services, so I work with our population that has testing, ADD, dyslexia. I've been here for 20 years, and this is actually my first job, and I have been here ever since. I signed a 4-month contract and ended up being here for 20 years, so I've been here for a long time. So it's kind of hard to think about having another job, what else I would do, because I've never done anything else, but I love to travel. That's one of my things that I love to do outside of school, and I think I would really enjoy being like a travel blogger, just to have an excuse to travel to places all the time, maybe even on someone else's dime. That would be even better. That's one of the things my family and I love to do. We do lots of road trips. We go to Colorado or Florida, and part of the fun for me is even just the ride there and the ride back. And even though kids can kind of drive you crazy, there's a lot of stories and stuff that can come from that. So I really enjoy doing that. When it comes to stress, which there tends to be a lot sometimes in teaching, I feel like I tend to plan trips that we may never go on. My husband laughs all the time. I have a bookmark in my browser that is just bookmark places, vacations, places to stay, where we would go. Sometimes they're even mapped out, like how far we would drive. But when I feel like I'm really overwhelmed, I feel like that's kind of how I can relax, and it makes me think of the other things that are out there, things that I can do, things to work towards maybe. So anything related to travel, I think I could do that outside of here or something else, because it's kind of my, like I said, it's also a stress relief. When it comes to resilience, I feel like we cover that a lot in ESS. We work with students that are a lot of times struggling, have a hard time understanding what works for them, frustrated that things aren't working for them, and not always understanding why. So we have to talk a lot about how we do the best that we can. Whatever the result is, we deal with it and then we move on. And our goal is always to try to improve. And sometimes we learn more from the things that we don't do well on than the things that we do well on, because then we know, okay, well, that didn't work for us, so we can move on from that. And I think working with this population for as long as I have has allowed me to be even more resilient, because there is nothing cookie cutter about what we do. It's never the same. The kids are never the same, no matter what we think or what anybody thinks. There's not one way to work with any one child, and regardless of what diagnosis they have or whatever their particular issue is, it's different for every single kid. And so I think we even have to be resilient in the sense that what worked for the last child that maybe was similar may not work for that one. So it's a constant, but I think it also helps me outside of here go, things don't always work out, and it's not easy for everyone, and everyone has things that don't work as well for them as they do in others. So it's, I love working with the kids and helping them figure some of that out, but I think sometimes I benefit almost more from what they go through and kind of what they teach me, and how resilient they really can be, especially in middle school. That's a really, really hard part of life. No one ever fondly remembers middle school usually, maybe the occasional thing here or there, but I think overall it's usually kind of a harder period of time. And so it's really cool to be a part of that with them and kind of see how they overcome some of these things, so that by the time we send them off to high school, they've kind of figured a few things out and maybe are a little bit more prepared. So.